Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add unlike fractions. Now, what are unlike fractions? Let's look at the example. So we have 3/5 plus 1/4. Now, these are unlike fractions simply because the denominators are different. They have different denominators. One has a denominator of 5, one has a denominator of 4. So therefore, these fractions are unlike. So we can't simply add these guys going across. Now, the first thing we have to do is we have to find the lowest common multiple of 5 and 4. Or basically, we could say we have to find the common denominator, because the lowest common multiple will be the common denominator, right? So let's find that. How are we going to find that? Well, we simply have to make a t-chart. Let's make a t-chart over here. So we have 5 and 4. And we have to pretty much write all the multiples of 5 and all the multiples of 4. Not really everything, but to a reasonable number. So 5, 10, 15, pardon me. Then we have 20. We have 25. Okay. We have, let's say, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So we take a look at our t-chart and we're looking for the smallest number that 5 and 4 has in common. So we look closely, we see that, okay, they have 20 in common. Is it the smallest? Yep. So 20 will be the LCM of 5 and 4, and therefore the 20 will be the common denominator. So we're going to take the 20, we're going to place it right here. So we have 20. Next step, we have to create equivalent fractions. Now let's see what we're going to do. We're going to say how many times does 5 go into 20? 5 into 24 times. So let's do this. So 5 into 24 times, so I'll write 3 times 4 equals, we don't know yet. Then we're going to say how many times does 4 go into 20? 4 into 25 times. So 1 times 5. Okay, we can go ahead and do this. So 3 times 4 is equal to 12. And 1 times 5 is equal to 5. Then we're going to take these numbers and place them down here. So we're going to take 12 right here, plus 5 right here, because these are our new numerators. So 12 plus 5 is equal to 17, and our denominator remains the same, which is 20. So there you have it. So the first thing you have to do when adding unlike fractions, you have to find the common denominator, which is basically you finding the LCM of 5 and 4 of the denominators by using a t-chart, right? Then you divide both denominators into your LCM, right? Then you multiply the product by the numerator, which is going to give you the new numerator, which is right here. So for example, 4 into 20 goes 5 times. 5 times 1 equals 5. Put it right here, right? So let's go to another example. Let's delete all this. Yeah, so it's very important that you know your times tables facts, because knowing your times tables facts will make this a whole lot easier. In our other example, we are going to use 2/3 plus 2/7. Again, these are unlike fractions because the denominators are different, right? So next thing we need to do is we have to find the common denominator, which basically is we have to find the LCM of 3 and 7, and we can do that by using a t-chart once again. So we have 3/7. So let's count by threes. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21, right? So we have 7, then we have 14, then we have 21, 28. Now, let's look for the smallest multiple that 3 and 7 has in common. We're looking through it, we can clearly see that 21, they share 21. That's the smallest, that's the lowest common multiple, or the least common multiple, 21. So 21 will become our new denominator, or common denominator. So let's write 21. Now, next thing, how many times does 3 go into 21? 3 goes into 21 7 times. So therefore, we're just going to do this times 7 equals, how many times does 7 go into 21? 7 goes into 21 3 times. So we're going to have 2 times 3. Okay, we can work these out now. 2 times 7 equals 14. 2 times 3 equals 6. Take these two numbers, place them right here. So we have 14 plus 6. So we have 14 plus 6 equals 20 over the denominator, which is 21. So there you have it. Pretty straightforward. So remember, whenever you're adding unlike fractions, the first thing you have to do is you have to find the common denominator of both fractions, or which is basically finding the LCM of the denominators, which are 3 and 7. And you can find the LCM by using a T-chart, writing out all the multiples of both numbers, then looking for the smallest number, or the lowest number that they share. That number will become the common denominator. Then you move on to the next thing of saying, how many times does first denominator go into the common denominator? Then you multiply that. How many times does the denominator of the second fraction go into the common denominator? Then you multiply it by the numerator. In this case, 3 into 21 goes 7 times. Then 2 times 7 equals 14. That becomes our new numerator right here. 7 into 21 3 times. 2 times 3 equals 6. That comes right here. Then you can add them going across. So 14 plus 6 equals 20 over 21. There you have it.